Hi everybody, Holy Meme here. In this video I'm gonna show you our strategy that we use to take down the Lich King. There's three phases in this fight. Basically, on the pole, you're gonna have three groups of players. You're gonna have the off tank on the left, the main tank and the melee up top there, and the ranged on the bottom. You want these groups specifically for the adds that are in this phase. You'll see these Drudgicles and you'll see Shambling Horrors come out. The Drudgicles are the little guys there. Shambling Horrors is the big guy that's popping up now. Basically, there's these diseases that are going to get thrown out on a random raid member. That raid member has to run over to where the adds are being tanked and get dispelled. It's going to pop that disease on either the Drudgicle or the Shambling Horror. Hopefully it goes on the Drudgicle. I'm going to explain here. Basically, that disease is going to do 50,000 damage every 5 seconds. So whoever's got it needs to get over there and get dispelled quickly, otherwise it will one-shot them if it's not a tank. Anytime it kills a player or an add, it's going to increase its stack and it's going to jump to the next nearest target. So you're basically just having those diseases pop back and forth between those Drudgicles, and they'll eventually get on the Shambling Horror. Hopefully they'll have quite a few stacks to where it'll almost two-shot or two-tick the Shambling Horror. There's the Infest also, forgot to mention that. The Infest, it's basically just going to knock everybody down below 90% health. It hits hard enough to knock everybody below 90% health. Healers need to heal everybody back over 90%. Otherwise, that Infest stays on the player, and it eventually just keeps increasing its tick amount to where it's unhealable, and that player's going to die. So just heal everybody up. Disc Priests are nice here. Just shield everybody, and that usually takes care of it. Now at 70%, he's going to do a phase change. You really want to have everybody kind of start moving over to the very edge before the phase change. The reason why is when the Lich King runs to the middle, he's going to do this frost aura. Anybody within range of it is going to get hit for an insane amount of frost damage. So just make sure everybody pre-moves, everybody gets to where they need to be. Now, this is the phase transition. There are a couple different things you need to worry about. Just heal your face off. There's going to be damage that happens. Just heal. He's going to see these raging spirits that pop up. Just going to come out of random raid members. Tanks pick them up, turn them away from the raid. Their cone does quite a bit of damage, so melee stand behind, and it also does a silencing effect. So casters, make sure you're behind. So tanks just pick them up, turn them away from the raid, burn them down. It's not that bad. There's going to be 3 on the first phase transition. Now you also see these frost spheres that are coming out. If they reach the person that they're targeting, they're going to explode and they're going to knock people back quite a ways. So basically it's just going to knock you off the edge. So when the phase transition's over, you're going to see a little cut mark on the edge here, right there. That line is kind of the safe ground. If you get past that line, you're awesome. If you don't get past that line, the ground's going to fall from underneath you. You're going to die. Now, after the phase transition, you're more than likely going to have a Raging Spirit up just because it spawns so quick to the transition. So priority is kill it before you get back on the Lich King. Now, there's a couple more things that happen on this phase. You see that Valkyrie that just came down. It basically picks a random person up, and it's going to float them to the edge. Now, this is where you want to really bust your cooldowns. You want to burn it down before it gets to the edge and drops that player off. Because if a player goes to the edge, there is no res. There is nothing that you can do to get him back. He's dead. He or she is dead. So we like to try and stay as close to the middle as we can. That Valk is going to pick the closest edge to it to go to. So the closer to the middle you are, the longer it has to fly, the more time you have to burn it down. So they've got 450,000 hit points. We found that rogues and DKs are awesome for this. You can kidney punch them, and that'll stun it. DKs also can use their ghoul to stun them, so it works out good. The next thing in this phase is that black pool on the ground. That's called Defile. He's going to cast Defile on a random person. That person wants to preferably get it somewhere to the back or the front, not the very middle like we did here. You have a couple seconds to get to where you need to be, and then it's going to be automatically dispelled from you. Now, anybody that's standing in that Defile, every time it takes tick, that Defile is going to get big. Now, it gets big very quickly. So if you've got 3 people standing in it, it's pretty much a wipe. So people need to spread out as much as possible. But what we found was this phase is a bitch because those Valkyries and the Defile cooldowns are so tight-knit, they're so close together, that it's sometimes hard to just constantly stay spread out. You'll have a Valk coming, and then a second later you'll have a Defile. So everybody's got to collapse for the Valkyrie, but they've got to spread out quick enough for the Defile. So just plan your movements. If you keep an eye on your target. So basically, if you target the Lich King and you've got target on, it'll show while he's casting Defile. It's like a 3-second cast, so you can actually see who he turns to cast it on before that Defile's actually drops. So you got about 5 seconds from the time you know. So if you see your portrait pop up, you want to get the hell out of there. So basically, yeah, you just got to live through the Defiles and the Valkyries on this phase. This phase is pretty much a pain in the ass. This was the hardest phase for us. Now, like this, the phase transition, he's going to run to the middle. Everybody wants to be over on the edge before. Now you're going to see the ground pop up there, and then everybody gets back on. The only thing that's different between this phase transition, it's exactly the same as the first one, except there's one extra Raging Spirit. So this is where you want to blow your Bloodlust just to get those Raging Spirits down. That way you don't have 2 of them going into the third phase, because you're gonna, once again, you're gonna have enough to deal with on the third phase as it is. So just nuke the Frost Spheres, make sure nobody gets hit by them. Get back over to the middle after the ledge, after you see the barrier on the ledge pop up. Don't fall down, don't be stupid, and you'll be fine. Third phase, you no longer have to deal with the Valkyries, but you do still have to deal with Defile, and they're throwing another obstacle in our way. It's called Vile Spirits. He's going to summon 10 Vile Spirits. Basically, at the start of Phase 3, you want to tank him over by the edge this time, not by the middle, but by the edge, because once again, you don't have to worry about the Valks. So, tank him on the edge. When he casts Vile Spirits, everybody is going to want to run from that edge to the complete opposite side. Now, the reason for this is those Vile Spirits, you're going to try and single target as many as you can down, and then whatever tank is not currently tanking the Lich King is going to run in and explode the rest of them. Now, they explode anytime anybody gets close to them, as you'll see here. If you can get at least 5 of them down, that's awesome. There's not a whole lot of damage to be taken then. The tank's going to be soaking up most of it, so just make sure everybody spreads out just in case 1 or 2 do get loose, because there is a splash effect to them too, and you can get quite a few people taking a lot of damage. So just hardcore heals on whatever tank is doing the explosions on the Vile Spirits. And remember, it's whoever is not tanking the Lich King. So if your warrior is tanking Lich King and you've got a Paladin as your other tank, Paladin's going to be soaking. Vice versa. There's also one extra ability here. It's called Harvest Soul. He's basically going to select one raid member. He's going to do Harvest Soul on him. It's going to do 50,000 damage over the course of 5 seconds. So you need to keep that person who's getting the Harvest Soul, keep them alive. As you'll see here right now at the very bottom of my screen, you got a guy floating.